What's good, Raider Nation? The Raiders are the first AFC team to be eliminated from the playoffs, but some think we have our franchise quarterback. Join the madness.
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in L.A. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey is the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on the victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs. But you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite. And that's, I always talk about 1% and more is required, and I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness on a Tuesday. I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Scotty Waddy, Raider 1.
What's up?
Ooh, like I said before in the intro, the Raiders are the first team to be eliminated from the playoffs. But they actually had a pretty impressive game against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
we're going to break it down as well as talk about the controversial quarterback discussion, if you will. Some of you think that AOC is the franchise quarterback, and some of you think that we need to draft one. So the big question today is AOC or draft a QB. If you're watching with us and you're playing along with us, the drinking game alert is AOC. Every time we say it, take a drink. If you don't drink, take a toke. I think Scotty's doing both. And if you don't do either one of those, you better start twerking. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can join to become a member. Some of the hot takes for today, we're going to go over some of the standout players, AOC being one of them, his standout performance. 8 straight losses, though. The Raiders are second right now in the draft, and DJ Turner is now on the IR. Does that even matter? We'll discuss it. But, Scott, let's get into your hot take.
So I cannot just sit here and overlook this absolutely horrible ref play and the missed stuff and the last play of the game, the no challenge on the first down, Amir Abdullah not running out of bounds when the clock's running out. There's a kickoff at the beginning of the game that goes to the 1-yard line. And then all of a sudden we go to commercial break and it's at the 23-yard line all of a sudden. The pass interference on Jack Jones at the very first one. I can't even remember all the bullshit that happened in this game. And that's exactly what it was. Dear NFL, if you sell me a ticket to a football game, I expect 2 teams to compete on an even playing field with an impartial refereeing system. That was not this. That was not this, and this bullshit. Tell me what you're selling me. If it's some bullshit, tell me I'm selling you some bullshit. Here's how much the ticket costs, and if I want to buy it, I'll make that choice. But don't give me this. This was absolutely egregious. It was horrible. I'm still mad over it. I don't think I last days mad over a game, but I'm still mad at this. And that last call, just absolutely, it was atrocious. It was atrocious, and it's time that we call for these NFL referees to be held accountable. You got to be held accountable for this. You got instant replay. You got 30 badass cameras all over the place. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. The goddamn blimp can ride over the stadium and zoom in on a fumble that his knee was almost down. And you're telling me that you can't get this damn call right. Get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah, I'm pissed about it. Yeah, it's not okay. And this is just bullshit. This is bullshit. That was horrible. That was horrible.
All right, Scott, I'm with you on that one. Listen, I am not one to blame the refs. I've never been the one to blame the refs. Neither are you.
Nope.
You know, we're not on here every week saying the reason why the Raiders are losing is because it's the refs. The Raiders have actually drastically improved, especially early on in the season with penalties, how many yards in penalties and all of that. But I'm with you on this one, especially the very last play of this game. The play was false start, blown dead. It should have been move 5 yards back, 3 and 7, replay, and then they go, like you said, they went to commercial break twice in this game to come back with something that they made up or changed, which was huge, but especially the last one. They made up something. You can see it in Patrick Mahomes' eyes. He looked right into the camera in shock.
Yes.
He looked right into the camera in shock, played it off like, oh, he's looking for the football to warm up with for the last however many seconds. You know, they come back with this game-ending decision, and at that point, it really does look like the refs are trying to save this record for the Chiefs to go into, you know, the playoffs with the best record, so they can get the bye. They're obviously already clinched, but they can get the bye. It just seemed really obvious to me. And again, I'm not one to sit here and say, "Oh, the NFL is rigged," and all of these types of things. Like, I've never said that.
Nope.
Ever.
We've never said that. Nope.
But this play in particular was just not right. It was just not right. It was just not fair. And really, it kind of took the opportunity for the Raiders to win out of this game. But I just want to circle back a little bit too, because I actually said on third down they should have kicked it. Yeah. I think there were 12 seconds left. I know they want to take every last second and spike the ball with 1 second left, so the Chiefs have absolutely no time left. But the Raiders just aren't that good of a team, and there's too much. The percentage is too high for the Raiders to make an error. Right. And an error was made.
Yeah.
I actually thought there was going to be like an interception or something. I would have preferred that they would have kicked it on third down.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I get it. It's a valid point. But if we go out there and we mess it up, we say that every week. We played horrible. We sucked. We played bad. But don't take it out of our hands like that.
Right.
That's the part that's just egregious.
Right. And because to that point, the Raiders actually did not play horrible. They did not suck.
Right.
They put out a great performance on both ends of the ball.
We have not seen this offense the whole year. I was like, whoa, look at this. We got something here. All right, let's go. You know, we started out slow. That's okay. Our defense held up. Okay, that's what they're supposed to do. We were in this game, and just to have the ball taken out of your hand it's so unacceptable. And again, I think I heard a podcast by one of these guys, Hondo Comp, and he said the refs should go in front of the media too. The coaches have to. The players have to. What's the problem here? You know, they have to be held accountable too.
Hold them accountable, yeah.
These things matter. These guys in their contracts, they have player incentives. They have all types of incentives to what they can do, and they're taking that away from them.
Yeah.
Where the agents at?
I didn't think of that. Let's go to the chat real quick. And if you're watching over on Facebook, please join us on YouTube to join the madness. The StreamYard link is pinned to the top. If you want to join us on camera, go ahead and click that link to come backstage. Let us know what you think about this game or any of the other hot takes. April, what's good, girl? I am here for all if it. And it's my birthday. I can tell, girl, because I think you meant all of it, but salute to you. I hope you're having a good time. And hey, we'd love for you to join us because your boy AOC, he balled out. He had a standout performance despite the loss.
Absolutely.
Good evening, Ana Diaz. Hector Hernandez, Raiders need to draft a QB. I agree with that. We'll go into whether we think AOC is the franchise quarterback or if we need to draft one a lot later in the show. Art, welcome to the show. Yes, happy birthday to April. Anna says the same. Hector, Raiders need a mobile and agile, strong arm QB that will run the offensive plays, maybe he means. Salute to you. Also, Raiders till death. April says regarding the Chiefs, the worst 11-1 team ever. Yeah, they sure have squeaked by, haven't they?
Yeah. What a miracle. Every week.
Every week. Mother Moon in the building. Mahomes was scratching his head. He could not believe what just happened. Nobody could believe what just happened. I don't think. Everyone was shocked. It was a stunner, just like last year when the Raiders went out and beat the Chiefs in their home last on Thanksgiving. Everyone was stunned that game. Everyone was stunned this game in a very different way. Javier Medina, what's up? I've been a fan for 30 plus years. He is used to this. The NFL hates the Raiders. You know, and that might be true, and you might think that again. That's not a narrative we've always said here, but this was something. This seemed a little obvious to me, and I don't even know it was about hating the Raiders on this one or more just stroking the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much.
Mo Styles, thank you both for getting me through this traffic. Oh, you're welcome, and thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Art White, somebody is getting better. When he was hurt, he's learning. Somebody was in his ear.
I'm assuming he's
Agree.
talking about AOC.
Chiefs make me puke as well. Mo Styles, yeah, this is a controversial topic, right? AOC should have started the season to begin with. I think we've said that, right? You and I, we don't have to go into why we think this. We've said it almost every week, but we agree with this statement. Just to circle back for those who haven't kind of heard it, we thought since AP decided to roll with AOC at the end of last season, benching Jimmy G, that he should have just kind of kept that momentum and with that decision made, let him start. Yeah. Ernest, Pittsburgh is the number 1 team and will beat either Green Bay or Lions in Super Bowl. All right.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
What else we got in here? Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw. Yeah, he is. One good game does not make a starting quarterback.
Can I touch on that? I got to touch on that one. You're right. You're right. One good game. I agree with the comment. However, Aidan O'Connell's had more than one good game. You got to go back to last year. He did, he got thrown into a mess. And he did pretty solid. It's not that he just had one game, but this game he really did stand out. I don't agree that it's just been one game. He's shown some good stuff, and he's never been in the plan of the Raiders. So yeah, you gotta give him a little bit of time. I'm not saying he's the next whatever, but if we give him some time, I'd like to see that.
I agree with that. I think he's definitely had more than one good game, but again, I don't think it makes him a starting quarterback.
No, we don't know. Yeah, and I'm not saying that either, but I'd like to see if he can. I mean, we got what, 5 games left in the season? Okay, let's see what he can do. What's to lose?
No, nothing to lose. Actually, I'm excited to see what AOC can do the rest of the season.
Sure.
So that brings the big question. I want, some of you have chimed in already, and we've already started talking about it. So I'm just going to throw it up there on the screen. And chat, let us know. AOC or draft a QB? That's the big question of the night. We know what some of you think. Does O'Connell's performance open possibilities with the number 1 pick? Meaning, do we ride with AOC and do we fill some other voids? Because there are some other voids needed, right? We still need a running back. We still need a wide receiver and a lot of other things in between. I don't think so. I think the quarterback is the number 1 pick, the number 1 priority. I'm not saying AOC needs to go anywhere. Keep him, see what he can do. I think he's a great backup, if nothing else. I like AOC. I think he plays hard. I think he seems calm, cool, collected. He seems like he knows what he knows the plays. It seems like the guys in the locker room like him. But I don't think we need to put all our eggs in the basket with this guy. We got to draft a quarterback. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, in my opinion. Scotty?
Let me throw this perspective at you, because I'm
Tell
not
me.
disagreeing with you per se. But to answer the question, does O'Connell's performance open possibilities with the number 1 pick? Yes, it opens possibilities. And here's why I say that. Because we're not just a quarterback away.
Correct.
So if this guy can play and he shows pretty good end of the season, like he showed pretty good end of last season, why not fill some of the other holes? Because we're not just a quarterback away, and maybe this guy can do something, and then you still have the next year to draft somebody. You still have $100 and something million in cap space to get a veteran if that's not the case. So to answer the question, I think it does open up the possibilities of what you can do with that number 1 pick.
Yeah, definitely. And really quickly, I'm going to respond to that. But Ragin, Raider, Rhino, on the Spicy Raider Girl page that you're on and you're watching this, the link is on that page. So just scroll either up or down. It'll be right above it. So please click on that link. This is why I disagree with that.
Okay.
The drafting anyone in the NFL is unpredictable, especially though a quarterback. So, I hear some people talking about, hey, let's defer to next season, or let's wait for Arch Manning or something like that. We don't know how any of these quarterbacks are going to perform. So I say draft them all. Don't let any of them pass. We don't know who's going to be successful. We don't know who's not going to be successful. We see number 1 draft picks, quarterbacks every single season. First round draft picks every single season that fail. And then we see the Brock Purdy's, or the Tom Brady's that go towards the end of the draft and they end up being great. So it's so unpredictable. I don't want to let any quarterback pass. And it is the number 1 position. It's the most important position, arguably the hardest position to play in all of sport. And so we cannot pass opportunities. We can't wait, I don't think.
Fair. Okay. It's I'm not going to be surprised if we don't go quarterback. And I don't know.
Well, that's a whole different topic. I would
No, we've all been through this before.
Yes.
Over and over. How does Marshawn say it? Over and
over.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, that's without say. But like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. But again, I'm not saying we don't need a quarterback. I'm definitely not saying that at all. But we also do have some other holes. So what if our quarterback pick isn't on the board when it's our turn?
At number 1?
Yeah, well,
we stand at number 2 right now, but we'll see what happens. Hector says, draft a QB big time. Raiders till death. Draft a QB and see who wins the job. That's true. Hey, AOC might keep improving, and he listen. Maybe he ends up being better than we think here. Let's see. Ernest says AOC. Take wide receiver, Hunter or Genty. Well, okay.
That's a very that I don't think that's the most horrible idea at all.
All right. Hector said, I'll draft a QB as like using a defibrillator to pump the team's health. Ernest carries on to say, take Hunter number 1, then grab Milroe number 2.
That's
Javier, AOC and draft a QB, but not in the first round. Okay, draft a QB in the later rounds. Who knows? We might get lucky. Yeah, that's true too.
And I mean, it's the same crapshoot as it is picking him number 1 or picking him number 200. It's the same crapshoot.
Yep. I'm with you right here, Coach. Draft them all of them. All of them. How many draft picks we got? I want all quarter. No, I'm kidding. I want them to draft a quarterback in the 1st and the 3rd. I'm with you, man. I am with you.
Yeah. The only thing,
point too. Go ahead.
There's some hyperbole behind that, but the only thing behind that is that, and we go back to the conversation, the interview that Tom Brady was having. There's nobody for the new quarterbacks to sit behind. So that's a little rough too, but I get it. Let's see who we can get to work I understand that point. I mean, I get the narrative.
This is a good point also, though. Brady will work with him. Brady will work with AOC after the Super Bowl to see if AOC is his guy.
He's got interest in him, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
He's got interest. He's got money on him. So why wouldn't he? You know, if that's, you know, if that's going to be the guy. You know, what's interesting here is, you know, if I think that okay, so listen to this. I think that Luke Getsy might have gotten AP fired, and I think that AOC might keep AP hired. How about that? And
sure.
I mean, you think about it, and you know, if they can kind of put this together at the end of the season, and here's one thing, if they can put this together, because over the last 3 weeks,
Define what you mean by put together.
Get some wins and look like we're a competitive football team. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and crush everybody, but get some wins and look like we're in these games. We're a professional team getting paid millions of dollars. Let's look like something. And over the last 3 weeks, the Turners' offense, it has improved exponentially over what Getsy was putting out there. And so we may have found our OC. Now, if you found your OC and Aidan O'Connell's the guy through the rest, and we're doing reasonably well, we may have a little something here. Again, now, I don't want to take anything off the table. I'm not mad at drafting a quarterback. That's fine. Okay. But I'm also not mad with going with another position player and keeping AOC, assuming he does well through the rest of the season. Now, if he goes in there and just shits the bed, then okay.
All right. I'm with that. Because like you said earlier, right? Drafting a quarterback is not going to fix this team entirely. There's a lot of pieces away from it. It's going to, this is years in the making before the Raiders are going to be contenders again, I think. But let's look at some of the numbers, because he was great as one of the standouts. We like to highlight the standouts of the game. We've been trying to highlight the standouts, even though we're on 8 straight losses here. But look at Aidan O'Connell right there, passing yards leaders. He's at 340 for this week. I mean, that's a lot of yards. Well,
not only 340, but 2 passing touchdowns and 0 picks. That's huge. It's a great. He had a great game. He
did. He had a great game, and it's like we talked about earlier. It's unfortunate with the way, of course, that it ended. And every week we shout out this guy, but Brock Bowers, of course, to let's go hit this one, right? We were all shocked by the pick, but every week on this show, we sit and highlight him. Brock Bowers, of course, receiving yards leaders, 140 with a touchdown and that outstanding one-handed grab. That was incredible.
It was great. Like, the guy is he's so big. When you combine that big with the type of athleticism that he has, and his football IQ, man, that everybody doesn't have those combinations, you know. So a lot of people have one, a lot of people have two, but to have all of that, the guy's he's really good.
And imagine the season he could be having with a quality quarterback and some of the other pieces.
Well, he got a different quarterback with a different offensive coordinator, and look what he did.
There you go. Fair enough.
Hey, and you know.
Let's go over here to the chat. Armando, salud to you. Raiders bros from Tijuana, Mexico. Salud. Keep AOC as a backup, draft QB and running back. Don't wait for the SB. Let's win the Super Bowl, Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah. Terry King, what's good, my friend? Straight out of Sac friend. Why are we so quick to get rid of someone after 1 year? Another team will pick up AP and AOC. Then where will we be? I'm not for this. I'm not for getting rid of AP. I'm actually not for the turnover. I don't know. I think, Scotty, because you said you think his job was saved or whatnot.
Yeah,
I think
no.
that might be what she's referring to. We've
No,
on
no.
this show said we want consistency.
Right. No,
But I do think I think I'll let you respond in a second, Scotty. I do think AP should stay. I think he needs a couple years, but I don't think AOC should go anywhere either. I just think that we need to draft other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be cut either. At best, or at worst, I guess for him, it would be he's a good backup.
No, I don't think AP should go. And I think that the connection between AP and AOC last year seemed to be something, and they just popped right back with an offensive coordinator and put out a pretty damn good showing. I think it's more than acceptable to bring both of them back, to have both of them back and see what they can continue to do with, and here's the thing. A playbook has never been designed around AOC. And I think that's what the Turners did. They designed some basic plays for him to get out there and to highlight. They highlighted his arm. The guy's got an arm. He's got an arm. I get it. Everybody, he can't scramble that much. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Have a good offensive line and have somebody who can throw the ball, and I think you'll be okay. You don't have to be a scrambler to win in this league. That's a narrative. But no, I don't think either one of them should go. I hope they both stay, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we know, of course, my favorite. He had some good things to say about AOC. He said, "I love that kid. He plays his ass off. I'm happy he's playing for us." That's Mad Max Crosby on Aidan O'Connell's stellar performance versus the Chiefs after coming back from a broken thumb. I think he still had the broken thumb, correct?
They were saying that it wasn't completely healed, but he needed to get in there because what's his name broke down and whatever happened to him. Who cares? But yeah, I guess he got in there maybe a little bit. Probably got in there about a week early before then. They probably should have.
And I know the rebuttal to this will be like, well, what's Max supposed to say? Like, well, he's not going to say anything bad about it. But Max has been pretty consistent about his affection or his respect, if you will, for AOC.
Yeah, he did it. He did it since last year. He said it since last year. So, and how can you rebut what he says anyways? Aidan O'Connell's over there. Okay, you want me on the bench? I'm here on the bench. Okay, you want me to start? I'm here to start. Okay, you want me to do? I'm here to do it. And he goes out there and he performs. So how are you going to be mad at that?
Yeah, I agree. Well, we have AOC's biggest fan backstage, and it just happens to be her birthday. Listen, she might have been playing our drinking game already, so I'm not sure what to expect here. Welcome to the show, Miss April. How are you tonight?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, I'm in my car right now because I'm at my bar and everybody's waiting for me to go back in there because it is my birthday. But I had to come out here and it took me 20 minutes to sign on because I don't know what the hell I was doing and I can't see. Here I am. I've been waiting for this. I'm here to tell y'all.
It's your time.
I'm here to tell y'all. I'm here to tell y'all. I am so sick of the shit. This game was literally, I was listening to Scotty when everything he said, spot on. This game was a damn referee shit show. I don't care. I'm sick of these refs. It's just like Miami. They called a holding call, I think it was, and then they went to the replay and said, oh shit, he had a face mask. Let's call the face mask when we come back. And I'm just like, is this what we're doing now? Is this like, what is happening? These refs suck. That was a dead call. I understand JPJ got a little excited, whatever. But with all that being said, I'm going to tell you what.
Tell me.
AOC had a better game than Mahomes. AOC threw for about 300 something yards. AOC had, I think, 0 interceptions. AOC had about 2 let me tell you what, he found Brock Bowers. Okay, he found Brock Bowers. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, is it Monday yet? Is it Monday yet? Shit, it's still Black Friday. Is it Monday yet? Because you know what, I'm coming after those who want to talk that smack. And I've had an in-depth conversation with Scotty when I said I ain't a fan of Sanders. And it's not that I'm not a fan of him, but what I'm saying is like, okay, you want to bring somebody flashy and his dad. Do the Raiders need that? Absolutely not. We don't need it. But you have this kid that you drafted last year who was supposed to be holding the clipboard and fucking earphones on the sideline, who got thrown into a shit show because Josh McClown is an idiot. So, okay. So use what you got. Utilize what you have. Let's go. Get him what he needs. Because you know what? That kid's got an arm, and all he needs is a little bit of I don't know, like some little something. Like, come on, it is fine, and that's fine. But you know what? We need development. But everybody is so quick to be like, "Oh, he sucks. He sucks." No, he doesn't. He doesn't suck. Actually, he's actually pretty good for the stuff that has been thrown his way. So I'm over here like, okay, and I got receipts. Okay, y'all want receipts? I got receipts. Scotty knows. Everybody knows. I'm for this kid. There was a reason he was picked in the draft. And I know nobody really is like, oh, AOC, but there are a few out there that are like, you know what? Let's use AOC. Let's get him. You want to bring Sanders in? Bring him in. Go ahead. Keep him as a backup. But you know what? Him and his dad, this is what they do. So you know what? I don't feel it's a good fit for the Raiders, but hey, I'm not the Raiders GM. I don't get paid to talk. What I see. And what I see is AOC. And I love that kid. And I hope to God, I really, really, really hope to God the Raiders do the right thing. It was crazy. I'm like watching the game, like, what is happening right now? I like, this is the kid. And it could be because he's back. He's like, okay, you know what? I don't have to worry about being benched, being started. Little ass boy is gone. Okay. Let me show y'all something. And you know what? He did. He was, and the defense showed up.
Of the day.
Okay. The defense showed up. The defense had like 5 sacks. It was like, we should have, I'm going to say Carlson. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. With those 2 missed field goals, that's just mind boggling because
they were like 56-yard field goals.
I know that. But I mean, like those 2 would have been like, that would have been it. But it was an exciting game. It was great to watch. I was very, very happy with AOC. At the same time, I was like, oh, well, there goes the draft. But at the same time, you know what? It's the Raiders are going to Raider. Draft or no draft, they're going to do what they're going to do. I honestly, this last draft class, and I told you guys before, I really don't watch college in this, but that last draft class was the draft class to draft a quarterback. This draft class is like, someone made a comment like, okay, well, he hasn't won a championship, Sanders. And I'm like, okay, I don't know that because I don't watch college that much, but from what I've seen of him and his dad, it's really flashy. And I don't think the Raiders need that right now. I think the Raiders really need to build an O-line. And they need to work with AOC, like, period.
When I had a, let me throw this at you, Spicy. I was talking to April yesterday, I think it was, and I said, you know, in some irony to this, if AOC comes in here and does good, he may control his own destiny and drop
absolutely
to where our quarterback that we may want forever.
Absolutely.
He might control his own damn destiny here.
He absolutely told me that. And I just kind of laughed. I was like, damn, dude, this is wild to me. This is just, that kid came in and balled out. And again, like I said in the beginning of the season, I'm like, or not even the beginning, like 5 games into it, I'm like, what would have been if we would have started AOC? Scotty said, well, I think with Getsy, I don't know that he would have, I think he would have just failed. This could be very true. And, you know, everybody's got a little bit of Getsy-itis. You know, Myers was gone. I think he had some Getsy-itis, you know? So, okay, great. Now, here it is. We play the Kansas City Chiefs. I tell you what, the Chiefs are beatable. They are the worst 11-1 team in the history of 11-1 teams. The worst 11-1 team. I'm done. I can't stand to even watch them play. I can't stand to see Taylor Swift on the screen. You know what? Bye.
What'd she do?
You know what? We know what she do. We know who she do. So
you did not go there.
I went there, but I'm saying, like, I can't stand another wink at the camera. I am done with seeing that girl. Listen, it's Raider Nation for life. AOC did his shit. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know. I really don't. He's in a groove though. He just needs to be molded. That's it. Get that guy the help he needs. And you know what? He could be a franchise. He could be a generation. I don't know. I mean,
hold on, April. You said something that I'm not going to agree with.
What?
You said he's in a groove. Here's the thing. He's not in a groove. He just came back from injury and lit Kansas City up. Give the boy a chance to throw the ball.
Sorry.
He's not in a groove. That's just it. He's not in a groove.
I that's what, but this is what this unfortunately this is what this team needed. This is a little wake up call. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend. At this point I just watch the games to watch the games, but this last game I was at work, and at work it was hard to watch because I'm a bartender, but I was like, oh my God. And at the end of the game, when JPJ just shot the ball, but they blew that call. I'm sorry, they blew that call dead. And that should have been it. And like you said, Spicy, it should have been 3rd and 7. They should have had that 5-yard penalty. And you know what? Whether you kick it or whether you had 11 seconds left on the clock, you could have easily tried to throw it in, but whatever. I have a headache from it. I really did have a headache from it.
But don't take the ball out of our hands because of it. That's the thing.
But to me, let's use this kid. Like, I wish people would just stop hating on the Raiders in general. If you're a fan, you're a fan. If you see a quarterback and you see that he's got potential, let's go. I'm tired of looking for Russell Wilsons and Aaron Rodgers and all these has-been quarterbacks. Stop. Someone just told me get Jameis Winston. I'm like, why? Why are the Raiders like this? Why? I just want to know. I hate it. I hate it. And so I just want to win, baby. That's all I want to do. And we did. Well, we almost did. We really did win that game, but whatever. But I was very, very much. Where's Raider Paul at? Sorry, I'm gonna call him out. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I didn't even think he's in here tonight. He was scared, April. He was.
He said, I ain't going on there because April's about to be on there. She's about to call me out. He's watching. No, he's watching. He's watching.
Well, he's going to pop up in a second here. He's going to pop up in a second.
He didn't want none of that smoke, April.
You never want my smoke, ever. You never want to be. No, but, no, nothing bad about Raider Paul. But I just, I'm like, okay, so, what's up? Well, let's have a discussion. So I don't know. We'll see what the Raiders do. The Raiders are going to Raider. That's all I can say. They're just going to do what they're going to do. But let me tell you what. I'm in my car right now again, and everybody is in the bar waiting for me to come back in there. I'm gonna say, I got something important to do, and they're like,
Girl,
"What?"
I hope they're watching you inside. Go enjoy your birthday party. We're glad you joined us. Listen, I'm glad we got deferred Monday Night Madness on a Tuesday because it's your birthday. It was meant to be.
And it's Scotty's birthday on the 6th, so you know what? Happy birthday to Scotty coming up.
Hey.
I love you guys. I let me tell you what, I don't know. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy that I proved people wrong. And I just, I may not know like major statistics and this and that, but I know enough to see what I see. And there's something in that kid. And I think people don't like him because guess what? He is Carr 2.0. That's what it is. People don't like it. People don't like that he looks like Carr, that he kind of resembles Carr. And they're just haters. Like, give the kid a break. Let him do what he does. Max Crosby's still going to do what he does. He's I just love it. I love it. I can't wait for Sunday. We'll see what we do.
All right. Well, enjoy the last, five games, 5 weeks? Enjoy the last 5 weeks with your boy AOC.
Well, I will be in New Orleans. FYI, if y'all are out there, let's meet up. Let's whatever. I will be in New Orleans on the 29th.
Peace.
All right, girl.
Happy
birthday.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye. Have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Oh, that was good. That was animated. That was good. It was perfect. It was everything we had hoped for.
It was everything we hoped for.
Let's go back to some of these comments because, there were comments coming in hot while she was on. Just Smokes AOC MVP incoming. Oh, she would have liked that one. She would have liked that one for show. Coach says it's not about flash, though. Sanders has an arm and more raw ability than AOC. This isn't debatable. I'm going to get you two on. I'm going to get you two on together because I think she might debate you on that way. Ernest, right on April. Don't ever stop being a Raider super fan. Antonio, what's good? My take, why not call and offer our first round pick to Dallas for Dak? Ooh, okay. A number 1 and 2 pick. I really don't want to wait 2 or 3 years just to see what happens. I think you're going to wait 1 or 2 years, even with that scenario there. I'm not sure about that one, but hey,
No, I can't buy that one.
come on with us. Come on with us and sell it to us. Let us know. You can call in too. If you're camera shy, call in. Let us know because I'm not convinced on that one. Raiders till death with AOC. We would have won a couple more games. What do you think, Scotty? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so too. Afro Desiac, what's good? Could have had Russell Wilson for only $1 million. That's true. I wasn't with it, but you know what? I mean, he makes a good point. Basically, got him for free. Wilson threw for 24 touchdowns with only 8 interceptions in Denver last year. Yeah, and once he kind of took over for Steelers out there, they're making a move. Yeah. Miss Terry King says Sanders comes with too much entitlement energy, but Brady likes him though. I'm down for whatever. Never a dull moment being a Raiders fan. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Antonio, Sanders reminds me too much of Jamarcus Russell. Wow. Don't know why, just get that feeling. Okay, you definitely got to call it now because you got 2 controversial comments coming in hot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if I've ever seen anybody being compared to Jamarcus Russell.
Serious. We got to look, call us right there. 510-394-4409.
For real.
The smokes. Oh, baby, he's calling. Let's see.
Oh, there you go. There it is right there.
Hold that thought.
There it is right there.
All right, we got a caller. Coach Jamba Juice with the straw. What's good? You are live.
Yeah, I had to call in because y'all are out of pocket. You guys are losing it.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Now, all right, I will talk to you, all right? Now, AOC, he had one good game this season, okay?
Yep.
Last season, he had a couple games here and there, but he also had a couple games, like the Kansas City game, where he only threw a pass or completed a pass in the first quarter and then went 3 quarters without completing one. Then he had the game against the Vikings, where he basically didn't even show up to that game, okay? So there's some inconsistent play in his game right there, right off the bat. Right off the bat. Now, I see it.
Let me clarify really quickly, though. I don't think he's the guy. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah,
okay.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. He needs more of a chance. I know you guys say he needs more of a chance, and he should have started. I believe he should have started, too. But I don't think that he is the guy.
No.
Even given a chance, he's not the guy. Even in this game against the Chiefs, he played very well. He played better than Mahomes. But ideally, what you want out of a starting quarterback is not just a guy that can make the plays that AOC made, but also plays that he didn't make. Think of all the sacks he took. Think of those plays. A starting quarterback would have been able to scramble or improvise and extend the play. And maybe
time out.
Tacklers.
Hold on a second.
So I just think that. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. If I can interrupt you on that thought, you're saying 2 things that are contradictory. You're saying he's not consistent, and you're saying that he's been thrown in, sometimes. Well, how can he be consistent if he gets thrown in sometimes? And if you don't give him a chance, then how would you like him to have that consistency and make those throws? So all those things can't exist at once.
We've seen him last year when he played at least, I'd say, the second half of last season. Right?
He did, but he wasn't even in the plans last year. He wasn't even in the playbook last year. He got thrown in because AP got made the coach, and Garoppolo sucked and so did Hoyer, and so did everybody else that they had. So you can't expect him to be consistent if you don't have anything designed around him, and he's the number one guy. So give him some consistency, and if he can't do it from there, then I have no disagreement with you.
Okay. Well, coming into this season, did he or did he not have a chance to be that guy and be factored in the plan?
He did.
What happened in camp when he was going up against Minshew? He could have taken a job, but he didn't. And I know they didn't want to give the job to Minshew because he looked like trash too.
But he ultimately did take Minshew's job.
What's that
say? Scotty said that AOC ultimately did take Minshew's job. I kind of think I looked at it the other way. I kind of thought that like Minshew lost his job because he just sucked so bad, and they were like, well, whatever, let's try the other guy.
Neither one won the job, so they just went with Minshew. But I mean, that's my thing. Like, why didn't AOC win it if he was clearly better than Minshew? So he had a chance to take that job, and he didn't. He failed. We need a guy that can win it outright and take that job and make it his. That's what we need.
Okay,
I agree with you. Let me ask you this, Coach: who do you want the Raiders to draft? Who's your guy?
Well, I hear all the hypes for Sanders right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's not just hype for Sanders. I hope that he's actually talented. I want the Raiders to take the most talented quarterback, no matter what, in the first round. Mm-hmm. As long as they do that, I'm cool. I don't care about his father or Brady wants this and he used to work with Sanders. All that is crap. And I don't care that Sanders wants to be a Raider. I want the most talented quarterback playing for the Raiders because I want to win this division and beat the Chiefs, the Chargers. And I know you guys talk about the Chiefs. I hate the Chargers. I cannot stand the Chargers. I don't know why they irritate me. Right? I need this team to beat them. So whoever can do that man. I'm out. I'm good. All right.
I gotta agree with you on that. I'll agree with you on that for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for calling. We appreciate you. We appreciate your call. We appreciate you watching, and we appreciate your support.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Have a good night. Yeah, I definitely don't disagree with him, and I don't want to put out the wrong impression here. If people think that April's AOC ride or die for sure. Yeah. I'm AOC, like, keep him on the team as a backup, but we need a quarterback. Yeah. Just to make it clear. Yeah. I like the kid. He does well. I want to see him thrive the next 5 games, but we need our guy.
Think about this though. You have teams that are not as good beating teams that are way better. And most of the time that comes down to matchups. Well, can the same be said for, does this offensive coordinator match up well with this quarterback? And is that a recipe for success? I think the answer is yes.
Sure.
So again, he did well under this offensive coordinator. Let's see if he can back that up with another game and another game and another game. I'm not saying he's the end all tell all to everything. I'm not, Aprilizing him, but at the end of the day, look, if he did well here, why not give him that consistency so he can and design this playbook around him some so we can see what it is or not.
Yeah, fair enough. Sinister Raider, thanks for joining us. Sanders has won at every stage. His dad has connections that have only improved his son's play, plus getting guidance from the QB GOAT in Brady over the past couple of years is showing.
Okay, if I can address that.
Go for it.
I agree with you. And I was not on the Sanders train because I'm also not big on these flashy guys coming, to the team. I'm just not a fan of the flashy player. I just don't really like that. But I think there is something there. If there's 1,000 quarterbacks out there in college, and if Tom Brady is taking a liking to one particular one, I would have to assume that he sees something in him that he thinks he can work with, and if that may be a recipe for success, I'm willing to try it. No problem at all. I don't have a problem with that. If we go with somebody else, hey, the guy's going to be a Raider. Let's see what he can do. I'll back him up too until further notice. But I'm not mad at the center. I'm not mad if we get him or if we don't get him, to be honest with you. It is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm with you on that. Let's switch gears just a little bit here because we're going to circle back to my favorite. Got to give some more love to my boy, Max Crosby. You already know. Max played every Raiders defensive snap for the 6th straight game, 67 snaps, extending his streak to 387 consecutive snaps, the longest by a defensive lineman in NGS era since 2016. Crosby owns 3 of the 4 longest streaks by a DL since 2016. I mean, this guy is a complete beast. You can barely get this guy off the field. Unfortunately, he did have an injury. He played through the injury for a little while, and then, he had to take some time off, but
took one.
This guy's incredible.
Right? Yeah.
What's that?
I said I believe he only took 1 game off.
Correct, yeah. And I think maybe a couple snaps here and there, but yeah.
Speaking of Crosby, did anybody notice, did you notice, Spicy, that Crosby was falling back into coverage in the linebacker spot in that game?
Yes.
I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that. And by the way, somebody touched on it before, but AOC had a game, Bowers had a game, everybody had a shout out to Patrick Graham. He dialed up a hell of a defensive game. Oh my God. Mahomes did not do what he wanted to do. I'm telling you, right? He did not do what he wanted to do. Patrick Graham, with third stringers in there, dialed up a hell of a game.
Yep. Speaking of right here, the Raiders now tie the most Patrick Mahomes in a game. I mean, that is something to be compliment him. Adam Butler with a half a sack, Zach Carter with 1, Max Crosby with 1, Tyree Wilson with 1, and Chason with 1.5 sacks. So
Chason been playing really well too.
Ass down, Mahomes.
Like I said, hey, shout out to Patrick Graham for putting this together. I mean, look, man, we've lost Epps and Bennett, in the secondary. How many backups do we have on the defense? Shout out to Patrick Graham for dialing this up. You got to give him credit on this.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Max was so close to getting like a few more, just still had some knockdowns and things like that. But Max was super close.
And the thing about it is that what Max does out there doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Everybody wants to see the sack. But his presence
disrupts every play.
His presence on one side allows the other side to do what they got to do because he's getting double and triple teamed.
Dude, homie was triple teamed.
Yes,
triple teamed and held with no call.
Yeah, absolutely. So he does a lot more than what is just being said, or what's on paper, I should say.
Oh, for sure, definitely. The stuff he's doing, it's never going to show up in the stat line. You just got to watch him. Look out for 98 every time.
Every single time. Yeah.
All right. The Raiders have officially placed DJ Turner on the IR.
I believe he had a shoulder injury or something like that. DJ Turner, he's shown some flashes. Again, another injury. A few weeks ago, I said, these injuries are starting to pile up, but we're still we were just a bad team, but now that we're looking like we have something going on the offense, damn, it's really starting to. It's like, damn, man, I wish we had some of these players back.
Yeah, I kind of agree. At the same time, I'm not sure. Like, I'm that bummed about it. I'm not sure I'm losing sleep about it. I think next man up, and I think the next man up is probably going to do just as well. So, never want to see a player injured. I'm not saying that.
If you want a silver lining to it, if I can twist it in a positive way, we're plugging in some players that probably wouldn't have gotten the playing time that they're getting and some of them have kind of pulled through and shown some good flashes. Look at Meredith on the offensive line. Who would have thought that? But he's doing pretty damn good, you know. So some of these things in a messed up way, because you don't want the player hurt, but in a messed up way, we're seeing some things that we wouldn't have seen, and that
That's true.
leads us into next season. And like I said, I've been saying, I think for 2 weeks now, it's like we're playing a really long preseason game because we're plugging in things and seeing what works. So, okay.
That's a great point, Scotty, that you've made all season. It's like we keep getting to see, because now it doesn't matter, right? At this point, literally, they're out of the playoffs. There's no hope. You've said this all season long. Now we get to see who's good enough to be on the team next year. Who are the guys that are going to help the Raiders succeed next year? We have the opportunity to see that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just with injuries, but the fact that.
And don't get me wrong, it's not that we like. It's not that we like losing, but we're at this point, and all we have from here is to go up. Really, there's not much further down to go. So all we have to do is go up. So let's see what we got, and let's see who we retain, and let's see. We got a bunch of money in cap space. We got an extra draft pick. This is with the Devontae trade. So let's see what we got. Hey, this is a good play. And who needs to be coached up? That offensive line. DJ Glaze is making some mistakes. JPJ is making some mistakes. Those mistakes can be coached up. I'm not mad at that from a rookie. But those mistakes can be coached up. And you see who else can come along and be worked with. And if you can't be, then you got to go.
Yep. And speaking of players that might be able to show what they're worth, the Raiders have promoted running back Sincere McCormick to the 53-man roster. So we get an opportunity to see this guy. We'll, see what he can do and, a little more further. Armando says, besides a quarterback, Raiders need a big, strong running back. The timing was perfect with the comment. So yeah, now it's just time to see which guys are going to be Raiders next year, right? I think we're at that point.
Yep. And like I said, we got some money to spend, to get it, either draft a running back, or we have some money to spend to get a trade for one. So these are all going to be some interesting decisions when it comes to draft time and in the off season, what we're going to do. But I think we're going to have a whole new look next season. And again, I hope that AOC does well. And the reason why I think it'll help AP keep his job, and we need that consistency. So I'm for that. And I hope he does well, because even if we draft a quarterback, at least we know we got something good on the bench that can come in and take over. But if AOC does great and he gets the nod, well, great. Hey, all right. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's get into some of these comments before we wrap here. Sinister Raider says, Max isn't the average person. Plus, unlike a lot of the high-paid athletes that get the bag and they stop putting in the work, he just keeps grinding, being humble, wanting to be the best. Isn't that the truth? Hector, Max is the DNA of Lyle Alzado and Howie Long. Ooh, I love that. I'm here for that, for sure.
Right. Okay.
Any final thoughts, Scotty, before we get out of here?
Nothing. It's again, I'm starting to see, I was all for getting the highest draft pick that we could get. However, now with the new offensive coordinator, with the guy that I hope can consistently throw the ball properly, I hope we win some games. And I hope this momentum does carry us into the next season, like I thought it should this past season. But I hope we can build off of Telesco. We got 3 starters from Telesco. Hopefully we can get another 2 or 3 in the draft next season also. That gets our team younger. There's some hope in it, if you will. We all know that the season's over. The season's been over. But again, I like the fact that we're plugging in some players that are that we wouldn't have seen before, and we're getting some new looks on things. So I hope we start kind of.
Well, here, with that said, dare I say, even if we end up losing, these last 5 games or 4 or 5 of these last 5 games, hopefully we can have some standout players like Max and Bowers and AOC and, some of these other guys who have been standout players or will be standout players continue to put up some good numbers, despite a loss. That way, we got some glimpse of hope and these guys get some confidence and they're feeling good about themselves. And maybe it's a Pro Bowler. We probably have a Pro Bowler in Brock Bowers.
Yep. Sure enough. Absolutely. And winning some of these games may lose us some draft position, but I think confidence does a lot for a player. And to be able to say, look, we started like shit and we stuck together. We finished strong. And I think that there's a lot to be said for that.
All right. Fair enough. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching a Monday Night Madness on a Tuesday. Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way.
Raiders.
Fact is, I grew up in Compton, California. I was born a Raider. I was born with the Raiders rolling in the Coliseum in LA. I was rolling with NWA, talking straight out of Compton, rocking Raider hats.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
I think this journey's the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
We understand what it's about. We understand Raider Nation. We understand Raider love. Since 1966, you guys have been coming to this stadium and you've been rooting this team on to victory. You've seen this team win 3 Super Bowls. You've been here through the ups. You've been here through the downs. But you never waver.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite, and that's I always talk about 1% and more is required. And I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
All right, Raider Nation, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.
Peace.